Hello.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Huh?
I was saying hello to everyone.
Hey.
Yeah, the music never stopped. So, awesome, awesome. So, I'm sure they can hear us now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how
So
have
we're
you
gonna get
been? Hey everybody. Thank y'all for joining us.
Hey, everyone. We've had a little break, so I think we're all
Yes.
ready to go back, get back on, get back into routine. Kids are going
Yes.
back to school. We back
Yes.
on. So,
Yes.
time
Yes.
went by
Yes.
fast.
Hey Taisha.
Can you see the comments? Hey, family. Hey, girl. How are you?
Yes, we took a little break, y'all, just to regroup and recoup and everything. Like, cause we both had a lot going on. So it was like, you know what, let's just take this little break to get our personal stuff, some of our personal stuff together.
Mhm.
And so that way we can come back and, have little things a little bit more situated. So we missed y'all though. We really missed y'all.
Yes, we did. Definitely did. Definitely. Hold on. I'm bringing on my other device. Hold on one second, girl.
Okay.
It's like when you don't be pressing these devices, they just go out, Like I need to
Oh
go on
yeah.
for a minute. So
Yes.
yeah. Alita, Alita said hello. Hello. How are
Hey,
you?
Aletha and Whitney. How are y'all doing? Are y'all ready for school? These kids go. Well, y'all ready for
I'm ready.
school? And these kids going back, traffic gonna be back heavy and everything else. So
I'm ready for mine to go back because they eat me out of house to home. And then I'm sitting up here looking at my electric bill. I'm sounding like
everybody feel
Walmart.
like, yeah,
Girl, crazy. I'm like, if y'all
yes,
don't unplug stuff and turn these, oh my God, lights off. My daughter got
yes,
her ceiling, not girl, the fan going on, ain't in the room.
uh
Lights
huh.
on, TV on, is not in the room. I'm like, you crazy. Yes, I am calling you out. She's like, oh Lord. Yeah, I'm calling
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, y'all.
son too, just craziness. So I am ready for mine to go back. So I'm gonna be like the people, like, okay, it's time for y'all to go. Come on, let's go.
Right.
I'm ready.
Yes. Yes. At least yeah, yours are grown. Yes. I was like, wait,
Ooh, so
I
she
got
good.
grown kids, so y'all ain't worried about the whole school
She ain't
thing.
worried about nothing, girl. She good.
Right.
She like school when school go shopping, school what? So
Right. Exactly.
yeah.
And child, I stopped shopping for mine a long time ago because you buy the stuff and they don't even want to wear it. And it's
No,
like,
we were.
okay. So I don't
No.
even like get hyped. Let's go. You get what you gonna get and be
But she
done.
do a lot of online shopping too, though, right?
Yeah, she do a lot of online shopping. So yeah.
That's my daughter. My son ain't really got into the online shopping yet. So yeah, that's what
Yeah, she
that.
does a lot of online shopping. So
Yeah.
yes, tonight, y'all, our topic. Well, as y'all know, I'm Jessica,
And I am Topeka.
and we make up Topeka and Jessica's live on YouTube and Facebook. So if y'all have anyone that may not be into social media, as far as like Facebook or anything like that, they can also watch us from YouTube. Pika, I don't know if you have the link to put up there to paste for our YouTube or not.
For the YouTube, I do.
Okay.
Link up.
So they can always join us from YouTube. YouTube is connected the same time as we go live on Facebook. So even if you're not on Facebook and you want to join us from YouTube, that is always a possibility that you can go on there and do that. It's an option, not a possibility. It's an option that you can go on there and join us from there as well. Thank you. You do too, Aletha. Yes, honey. We not aging. Look, we all looking good, girl.
Mm-mm, girl, that melanin, somebody that melanin, give me some more shoot.
Yes. Yes.
Ah,
So y'all know our platform is, bringing you transparency, talking about real live events in real time, things that may go on in our personal lives, things that may go on, and sometimes we have guests that come on and speak as well of things that may go on in their lives, just to bring y'all topics of things that really happen that's going on in the world that people can relate to. Sometimes it's just trending topics. I know everybody is familiar with the Montgomery River boat issue right now. So, I was like, dang, we should have went live, did a pop-up on that, because, if that's just been a trending topic for days now since it started.
yes.
So, but anyway, so sometimes we may do pop-ups. We're still going to have our what are we calling our nighttime lives, like on Friday nights, where we're
Yes,
just
once a
gonna do
month
some
we're gonna
late
do that.
night lives. Yes.
Yeah.
So we're still gonna be bringing all of that to y'all, because we really enjoyed it and we really loved how y'all engage and y'all come on and talk. Hey, Mika. So yeah, so we're gonna be doing all of that stuff.
Hello, Mika. Thanks for joining us, girl. Are you ready to go back to work? What?
Ooh.
Y'all start at the same time I do on Thursday. Well, same time we do here. I'm sorry. Like I'm going back to school, but Thursday, right?
Yeah, we start Thursday.
Okay, so she ready
Yes.
to go back. Yeah,
Mika
yeah,
ready
yeah.
to get back to them children.
Okay, there we go, right, girl? Yeah, the stories, like we ready.
Yes.
Love it, love it, love it. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So tonight we're going to talk about, I will let Pika discuss what we're going to talk about.
So tonight we're going to talk about boundaries versus non-boundaries and the importance of having them or not. And boundaries, some people may think boundaries when you think about it, that it may be like, oh, like a controlling thing, right? And boundaries has nothing to do with having control, right? It's actually a form of, it is a form of protection, right? So boundaries they're not easy to set and maintain, but it's important to set healthy boundaries before, during, and after a relationship. Mind you, relationships are not just intimate relationships. That's gonna be, hold on one second, y'all. My thing over here is on and it is duplicating us. Give me 1 second. Where we at here, baby? Why is it doing that? Hold on, y'all. Let's finish up, baby, honey.
Okay. So as she was saying, boundaries does not have to be with intimate relationships. Boundaries can be with friendships, it can be with family, any type of relationship that you have with anyone, with your kids. You set boundaries with them. So we're going to talk about all of that tonight, as far as boundaries and sticking to your boundaries, and how sometimes we can set a boundary, but then we get like a little bit lazy or lackadaisical with it, and kind of be lenient, and then the boundaries are no longer there.
That is so true. Alita said, hello, Mika. And that's true. And I think, again, like some people do see it like, oh, it could be negative. But again, that's coming from that connotative. But we have to have boundaries regardless, work, friends, parents sometimes, kids, intimate relationships. So setting boundaries can help with healing if you're in a relationship, healing from a relationship, your mental health, protecting you from dangerous situations, healthy co-parenting for your children. So again, there is a difference between setting boundaries and controlling someone's action, which we can never control anybody's actions, right? And we're not trying to, but we're trying to protect ourselves. Again, it's a form of, protection for us. So sometimes we say we have trauma bonds, or we can have stuff that would trigger us, right? You set boundaries, hopefully that will prevent that, So we did ask, what are your boundaries? Do you have any boundaries? Again, mind you, it can be in your home with your kids, it can be at work, it can be with friends, some may not have any preference. So again, we're on here to talk about it. So we want to know, how do you all feel? So yeah, that's what we are.
And as y'all know, we are not experts at anything that we discuss. So we're not counselors, we're not coaches, we're not any of that. We're, like I said, this is just a platform to talk about real life things, just to give information. If we do have statistics or anything like that, or numbers and stuff that we can issue out to you guys, as far as reaching out for help in any kind of way, other topics that we talk about, we will put those up there for you to keep and save and use them as you please. And also, you can come back and reference our videos. And of course, if you use our information or feel that it's very beneficial for you, we thank you, because that's what we really want our platform to be like. Even if we talk about trending topics that's going on to the world, it's got to be a message or something behind it, So we are using that platform. So I don't want y'all to go say, well, Jessica gave me this medical advice off of, or whatever, or Pika said that I should go do this in my relationship, so it's none of that.
Not from the license standpoint, but we all go through and we have experience, right? We have wisdom, we have knowledge. And as a parent, I'm gonna say that, whether it's active parent, I'm gonna say active parent, not just parent, but active parent, we really are therapists and nurses and chauffeurs and cooks and everything else. We do all the hats, but if you're not as a licensed part, it'd be like, nah, no, you need that. But
Right.
I'm gonna tell you what works, and what we have known to work. And again, it's
Yeah.
wisdom and a lot of studying, and a lot of seeing, different stuff. And I read a lot, a ton, a ton, a ton. I'm like, I don't know. I love to read. So a lot of that come from that too. So again, if we can help somebody, even to help ourselves, like we're here for that. And if y'all want to add to it, please do, because we're here for each other.
Right.
So,
Yes,
y'all see
we
how we
are
coming together.
family.
We coming
So let's get
together.
into this boundaries thing. I know a lot of people think with the boundaries it's relationships. So I don't think, like, when I think about that, like relationships or whatever, I don't think I really set boundaries. I think I was just like kind of going with the flow type thing. You know what I'm saying? And then as I, matured and got older, whatever, then I realized, like, okay, I can't keep moving like that. Like, I gotta have some boundaries, like set the boundaries, set the tone for what I want, because I think um just being in that, it was just kind of like trying to get a feel, like in the beginning. Of course, when I was younger, and just like, again, just going with the flow and not really saying, like, I can't be going with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to set boundaries. You got to set that tone. You got to let people know, like, okay, this ain't gonna keep going on. This ain't gonna happen. And, stuff that you're not gonna tolerate in a relationship.
Yes.
Or whatever. So as I, matured, I learned to start setting boundaries, and even with my kids, because even with kids, sometimes you can tell them, like, don't do something, right? And then they do it again, and you say, well, don't do that again. I'm not playing, and they do it again. So people will start thinking like, oh, she just playing. She ain't taking. I ain't taking her serious. Whatever she's saying, she just saying it just to talk. But you got to set those boundaries, and whatever it is, and that way you're protecting yourself and your heart, your mind, and whatever else. And so people know, I ain't finna cross her like that because I know she don't play in that area. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That is so true. So, and then you're speaking on this part right now, and you're speaking of relationships, right? So I guess we'll start off there with the relationships versus us going into the part, from parents, right? Because sometimes you have controlling parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you may want to be like, you know what, mom, I'm like, however old, like, can you step back a little bit,
Right. Mm-hmm.
So you do have to set those boundaries. And sometimes when you do get in a relationship, sometimes parents can interfere with that relationship, right?
Right.
Not,
Yeah.
and some it may be intentional, it may not be intentional. Don't know, but again, you have to have boundaries there too. And then with the kids, okay, and you gave a great example of that with the kids. Co-workers. We all know we got some co-workers that's gonna try you. You might be
Yes.
I don't know, but you got to set boundaries with them. And sometimes even your bosses, and some of them may try to work you to death. You're like,
Right.
oh, I'm here to do this. This is what's in my job description. And if it's not there, I'm not doing it. But again, setting those healthy boundaries, and it's a way to go about doing that. And I know you said you never really had boundaries, right? In the beginning, you kind of went with the flow. And I think at one point we probably all did, speaking of relationship wise, right? I think we all did. But then I think, again, life, as speaking for me, different stuff has happened. I'm like, no, I got to set boundaries to protect myself. Okay. Not just that, but to protect the relationship as well. Speaking of that, because again, if you don't, who will? So with that, I'm going to go to this comment first before I continue. Mika says some parents don't respect your boundaries no matter the age. They just pop up. They got
no, they don't. No.
They're telling you what to do in your house.
Right.
You set boundaries with your parents. And again, it's a way we got to go about it, because even though, we're grown and stuff and they're our parents, and we like, you know what? Try to be respectful with it, but
Yeah.
for them, we're still their little,
right.
Their child, but still, you got to set boundaries with them. So definitely.
Yeah.
So try to step back some. So, I'm gonna so again, when you do go into a relationship, again, I think a lot of people don't sit down and they don't have to talk about different stuff. People just hop into relationships, since we're gonna start off with relationships. But I think it is important from the get-go, if you can try to set the tone, set the establishment for what is expected in the relationship, to make sure that, hey, both of y'all, one, are on the same accord, two, that try to prevent any misunderstandings, any type of confusion. There's gonna be misunderstandings, right? Not saying nobody's relationship is perfect, but just try to prevent them at all, expenses. And then when they do come up, better equipped to handle it. So, I'm just reading the comments. I'm sorry. Better equipped, and then so that's the current relationship. And then even with the exes, like I have an ex-husband, and I had to set boundaries with him early on, because he was having a hard time even understanding that we were not together. And I remember taking my kids on a trip to Disney, and I took my daughter, her best friend, my son, and his best friend, and we had been separated for some time. And he really got upset because I didn't invite him. We ain't been together. We're not together. Like boundaries,
Right, right.
Well, why would you go on a trip? And that's something we've always done. And that I'm like, you know what? I get it, but we're not there,
Right.
He was in a relationship with somebody. Whole relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't, but still. But in his mind, he was looking at like, oh, we're still a family. And we always did that. We're not. Right. And now this is our new dynamics, right? And for me to be respectful to her, which I don't really owe her that, but we're good. You know what I'm saying? I am going to do that because I wouldn't want nobody doing that to me. For one, we're not together. Let me set these boundaries with you so you understand what it is and what it's not, And then two, again, you in a whole relationship. That's not right. Right? If you want to take your kids to Disney, come get them, take them, and I'm going to have me a break. I'm going to love you, girl. Ooh, I need that break. But again, and it's other examples I had to set boundaries, But again, if that communication was not there and it was no boundaries, it could have went a whole different way. Now, fast forward years later, since I have set boundaries at different times with him, now our boundaries are established. He with somebody, bother them, it's just about the kids, and they got their own phones. But even so, it's very whatever. It's okay. Nobody would say, oh, I ever came in between, none of that stuff, And he does have boundaries as well. So again, that's very important because if not, it could possibly interfere, cause problems in in a relationship, mine, his, whoever's, again, it need to be. So again, I just think that's very important. And then too, just to eliminate whatever kind of confusion, because again, who want to be bickering or having drama over stuff that is not even important. Right. And mind you, so but again, you got to be clear about your expectations, communicate effectively, be willing to compromise, limit the contact if you're not happy, if the ex is unhappy with you having a new partner, right? That came about too, again, but I had to let him know, like, hey, what's going on, so don't mention, different events and stuff going on. Again, it might be hard to set them, but it is definitely important to set it, for different reasons, right? I'm looking at some of the comments. I'm gonna go ahead, Jessica, if you don't mind, and read some of the comments, and I'll let you piggyback. Is that cool? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So Mika said, only because it's hard for some parents don't want to let go or afraid and they are controlling. That control thing, right? So again, setting boundaries, and the boundaries is to protect you, right? To protect you. And again, you gotta have boundaries, Yeah. Alethea said, I set boundaries with my kids early on from both ends for me and them. And that's true. That is true. And important. And Sanika said, hey, ladies.
Hey, Mika.
Thank you for joining us, girlfriend. Yes. And Mika said, I think in any relationship, honesty is the first and important in the beginning because we're all learning each other. So I believe in putting some things on the table first. Yes. Definitely important. Exactly. And let that person, that goes back to other conversations we've had. Let that person determine, do I want to, right? Right. Even be involved in this, whatever. And honesty is the important key, because again, you go back and like, why did you?
And that's with anything, like, and that's one of the things that I do agree on when, you first dealing with someone is putting everything on the table. Like, if you are a guy that loves to talk to females, you got females coming up to you that may hug you all the time, you know what I'm saying, as friends or whatever. Your person may not be okay with that. Like, that's something that you need to say, hey, I got a lot of female friends, it's nothing or whatever, but if I'm with you and then all of a sudden all these girls come up and saying hey and hugging you, whatever, and I'm gonna be like, now wait a minute, now what is this? Because I'm gonna have a whole attitude. Like, what is this? What is going on? We didn't discuss this. But and the thing too with that, with boundaries, is that
over friendly.
Yes, being over friendly. The over friendliness can cause a lot of problems. A
A
lot
lot of
of
problems. Oh my gosh.
So, and people don't understand that. And I think with the boundaries, you got to understand too, is what you're doing something you would be okay with your partner doing?
Oh my God, you said that. You said
Yeah,
that. Yes. And a lot of times they can do it and they'll say that the wrong, but then when the other person do it, it's like a whole
right,
issue. Like,
right,
I'm
right,
like, "God, you don't want me doing this now. I promise you don't.
right.
But we can
Because
do
I'm like,
it.
now wait a minute, because I done, my friends, I done cut loose because I thought we was something, you know what I'm saying? Like the people I just talked to on the phone just to have a conversation with. But if this is what we doing, let me go look, get my contact list back out.
But as they said, I think it's a saying or a meme that's going around, or that was going around, that I thought I was in something, but that was temporary or something like that.
Right,
I'm back,
right. So it's all about boundaries and respecting the person that you with. And I think people on the outside too have to respect that if a person, is in a relationship or whatever it is. And like, again, like you said, like with my kids' fathers, it's just with the kids. Like my oldest two, I don't bother their daddy for absolutely nothing. Unless, you know what I'm saying, with my middle child, unless it's something that, we have to discuss together in regards to her. But other than that, she do all the conversating with him, like, but we still close with I'm still close with his family and stuff like that. So we still communicate, just because. But I never, even though I'm close with his family, I never went over my boundaries with that. Like I still, would go to family events and stuff like that. But it was not like you wouldn't know for sure that it was nothing between us. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It was a clear, definite, like,
right,
exactly
right. So even if I did, so even if I did go to family functions, like I ain't saying like we'll speak and say hey and keep going or whatever else, but like you would know, oh, it ain't really nothing between them, But I just always
right, no secret corner,
right,
none of that. And you are so right.
Yes, but I always kept a close relationship with his family. Like to this day, we have a very close relationship. So,
and that is very similar with me and my ex. So me and my ex, we dated for 5 years before we got married, and we were married. We were long term, over 20 years. So again, we were like good friends, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that was a relationship, a friendship. We were friends first, then we got into a relationship, okay? But at the end of that, it's done. So what am I holding on to my past for like that? So it's like, okay, that part of that relationship is done. We cool, I ain't got no issue with you, but fortunately, we can't really, So at events, and I'm cool with his family. We all cool, ain't no beef there, but me and him is fine line because it ain't gonna be there, So I'm not revisiting unless if I want to be there,
Right.
If I want to be there, so he ain't revisiting. No, good. So
and look, we okay with this. Look, as long as the stepmama's okay with good time babies. Look, we okay with the stepmama.
Please, God, I keep waiting for him to introduce my kids to his other one, girl. That y'all, I'm like, when you please, they've been together for a minute. I don't know what the problem is.
Right.
I need a break. I love my kids. I've had them since COVID. He ain't had them since COVID. Please.
Right.
I don't get no breaks, but I'm about to start getting some now. So with that said, please, if you on here, Miss I ain't gonna call you out. Please meet your stepkids, girl.
Which they come get them.
Come get them, girl. Come get them. Let them all be together. I love it, honey. Yeah. My kids are teenagers too. So with that said, they can talk. They ain't no babies.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah, we joke about it, but for real, like they can. Yeah.
Yes.
They want to come and see that part of the world too. So yeah. Yes. So and Nika said, that sounds good. What you just said, Pika. We have jumped around since you posted that, but please let me know, Mika. Sorry about that, hon. And Alita said that she's dealing with that now, Pika. See, and that's why people don't realize that. Again, boundaries. You can have a great relationship, but if it's not boundaries set, it can really mess up your relationship. And again, it's one of those things too that say that you just, for instance, say you're in a relationship, okay, and you out just free flowing, okay, y'all. This is an example, and dude's gonna say, you know what, she must not be too serious about her man.
Right.
They're gonna get at you anyways, mind you. But again, are they gonna respect your relationship? I ain't
Right.
saying they're gonna respect it anyways, but again, it's gonna give them more grounds to not to, you know. And the
Mm-hmm.
same, so again, we got to be the first ones to respect our partner. Speaking of relationships, right? Because if we
Hmm.
don't, who else will? So to lay those boundaries, like, no, this ain't going down. Mm-mm. And
Right.
what the thing saying, if you ain't being loud about me, what we doing?
Right. Right.
So Yosetta said, hello, hello, Miss
Hello.
Yosetta. And she said, unfortunately, I did not learn boundaries until last year. Oh my, I'm 48 years old, and that's sad.
It's not sad because you learn. You know, it's no time limit on when you learn things because everybody got to go through their own thing in their own time,
Yes.
like their own healing process, their own getting the picture I finally got. And I think as this
Mhm.
world, this, culture and everything else put stipulations on when we should have something completed or when we should know when to do something, but everybody goes through everything in their own time. But the most important part is that you
But you
you
got it.
learn, you have
Yes.
gotten there,
You
so
got
that's
it.
really all that matters.
That is so true. It's never too late. Like you got
Mhm.
it. So don't feel bad. Do
Yes.
not. You got it. And now you know what boundaries are. Okay. So now you can set boundaries. Boom, boom, boom. You don't respect my boundaries, you gotta go. And the
Right.
same boom Mel, but we gotta have those boundaries again because
Hmm.
it's only one of us. We gotta protect
Hmm.
us. And if
Right.
we're not protecting us, who's gonna protect us? Our heart, our mind, our soul, all of that, the spirit. So,
Hmm.
and it's about that peace again, having that peace. So, again, if you're not
Hmm.
setting boundaries, you are kind of giving way for others to come in and disturb that peace. And this could be disrespecting you, depending on if you don't have no boundaries.
Right.
So, again, it goes very deep. I mean, we can speak on that about relationships like far, far deep. But again, you got to set the boundaries. Like, no, I'm not, again, example, because I know a lot of people are in polygamy. Some dudes may come up, and I'm saying dude because we're females. Oh, he in polygamy. I ain't into that. So you got to set that boundary up front. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If
Right.
you're gonna be with another female, you can't be with me. Set that
Right.
boundary up front.
Exactly.
Again, you got to set that boundary. You're not gonna be disrespecting me. You're not gonna be talking to me any kind of way. You're not gonna call me no hoe. You're not gonna call me a bitch because I'm not neither of those. You keep going.
Right.
But again, it's those boundaries. If you don't set it, it's not gonna happen. And if you
Right.
allow it to happen one time and don't say nothing, it's gonna keep continuing to happen. So and that's
Right.
for males too. Males gotta set their boundaries too, because some females. Yeah, so we gotta everybody need to set everybody need to have boundaries. Our
Right.
kids need to have boundaries, because
Hmm.
they're going to school and they have friends. Got to meet new friends, I'm sure, new classmates. And we
Hmm.
know some of these kids, some of them are different from our kids, again, but they need to have boundaries. Say, you know what? Susie may tell them, come on, let's go over here and I don't know, skip school today. And they're like,
Right.
no, we ain't doing this. No.
Right.
Boundaries is
Yeah.
very, very important.
Very important. Because,
So
like I said, it took me a while, but once I learned, like now I can cut somebody off so quick, it don't even make no sense. Like
girl, and go to sleep at night peacefully.
I would
Yeah.
cut somebody off so quick, like no, because if I told you something once and and I hate when somebody keep repeatedly asking me something I've already said, told you, you know how I felt about. Like, don't keep asking me. Because if you do that, I'm not talking, I'm not answering your phone calls, I'm not doing any of that. Like,
You real cold.
huh?
You real cold. You like, I'm not answering the phone calls.
I'm
I'm
not.
gonna see your
Like,
number.
no.
Are you gonna block them?
Huh?
Are you going to block them?
I do sometimes, yeah. If they start getting very aggravating, yes. Yes. Because if you look, and then if you're not, nah, but yes.
Say it. What?
Nothing.
Okay.
What you was about to say?
I don't even know because I'm trying to figure out what. Okay, Mika said, it is not sad. You're just now matured in your lifestyle now and learning. So now sit on the throne and earn your respect and peace. And that is so true.
Yes.
So true. Girl, put that crown on and keep going. Like, no, I'm not doing that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Melinda says, good evening, everyone. Hello, Miss
Good
Melinda.
evening.
And she's also said it's never too late to learn. And it's not.
Mm-mm.
And then Palmetto, hey, she said exactly. We are learning every day, and
Yes.
that's true.
Yes.
And Miss Yosetta said, yes, ma'am. And then Essence says you learn boundaries through trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely no age. It's a part of gaining wisdom as well, and that is so true.
Yes.
Oh, Mika says save the tea for the after night show.
Yeah, because yeah.
Now I'm kind of like, what was you about to say? Oh my God. So it's definitely again one of those we were speaking of, boundaries with relationships,
Mhm.
Um and that by setting boundaries, it will allow you to thrive, right? And survive. And allow you to have healthy, be healthy and stuff like that. So but
Mhm.
definitely communication. Gotta communicate, communicate,
Right,
communicate, communicate.
right. Communication is a big key. And
Yeah.
like you said, like if you like you going back to what you said about the if a guy is into having more than one woman and you with someone that's not into that, like that's a boundary for her. Like she's not going to tolerate it. So if she hear about it, it's going to be a problem, But
Mhm.
that was one of the things that she spoke of, or even he, because some females may be, into that or whatever too. But again, it's just communication in the beginning of what, and people don't understand that some people, I'm not gonna say all people, that communicating in the beginning can save a lot of trouble in the long run. Just the
Exactly.
simple stuff of what you're looking for, what you're expecting, what you want in the game. Because I think in any relationship, there needs to be a gain of growth in anything, friendships, family. It has to be some form of growth. So even with that, those conversations, and don't be lying to people just to make it sound good to get in a certain space, because it's going to be more issues. It's going to be more problems when you overstep that boundary that person has set out or,
Mhm.
stated.
That's true. And you
So,
can't deliver. And that is so true. Like, just be straight up. Like, nobody's
right.
perfect. We all have, stuff going on. But this is what it
Mhm.
is. If you like it, you like it. If not, it's not. But there's really no attachments to, they're
Right.
not strong in the beginning. We spoke at the beginnings. So that's what having boundaries look like. Not having boundaries in a relationship, right? So sometimes a relationship in, and I am guilty of this one. But
Mhm.
it took me a while to finally be like, you know what? You can't do it. So you know how like after a relationship in, y'all cool, right? Okay, it ain't
Mhm.
working. You realize it ain't working. I was so good at saying, if you need anything, you can always reach out to me anytime.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I'm here for you. You're here for me, right?
Girl, don't even talk about
You leave
that.
that door
Don't even
open,
talk
right?
about that.
Yeah, you have no boundaries because I've left that door open. So
Yeah.
now, again, some people say, and I remember the first time, I'm like, you know what? What can I do? Because this ain't working. I blocked this person. I felt bad for blocking somebody because I'm like, but in reality, no. That but my piece is saying because when I'm saying, okay, call me anytime, you ain't closing that chapter. I'm not closing that, right?
Right, right.
And I'm allowing, right? I have no boundaries. So hey, what's gonna happen? Guess what? Gonna blow me up, call me up. And what we gotta really talk about? What we talking
Right.
about for real?
Right.
Like I don't know what we did. We sit outside. I mean, what we did in the past, or stuff you do have in common. So that's going to either one rekindle that relationship. Two, we're going to be reminiscing about the relationship,
Yeah.
or reminiscing about different stuff. And it's like again, there's no boundaries, right?
Right.
So that's what no to me what no boundaries are like. Y'all, please chime in. Let us know again y'all opinion, y'all feelings, because it's not just us. Please chime in, text, call in, dial in. We'll put you on with us, please, please, please. So that right there to me is like a no boundaries, right?
Mhm.
But another way I could have did that, what I learned was, hey, right now it's over, right? So for 2 months, we don't need to be talking because I need to break this tie. Because again, mind you, in a relationship, you form a tie, a soul tie, some kind of tie, right?
Mhm.
So in order to break it, normally you have to let time and space go between. But if we're always still talking every day, like we're still together, we may go hang out and have movies stuff. You can't break it really, right?
Mhm.
So not allowing yourself to heal and that delays your healing process.
Mhm. Yeah, not setting boundaries can cause a great deal of hurt, especially on that person that's not setting boundaries. Because I was
Mhm.
that one too, not having any boundaries and just again free flowing with everything. And I was that one, yeah, I can pick up the phone every time, what you need, and can you do this? And I don't mind. And girl,
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. That's so
that
true.
was like that's a whole nother different topic. But
Yeah.
it's just like leaving that door up to set yourself up to be heard, not having
Mhm.
boundaries, because then you allow people the access to run all over you. Like and
Yes.
sometimes it comes from having a big heart, a kind heart. And then when you start
Yes.
getting stern and you start like, no, I'm not gonna tolerate this, people just automatically think, oh, you rude, you mean, or you talk a lot or whatever, but listen, you don't know what I've been through. Like I can't keep allowing myself to go through the same process every time. So if you feel and I'm being rude, and honestly I'm not, but people think that you be rude because you're not accepting being stepped on, you're not accepting being hurt, you're not accepting them just treating you any kind of way. And people they don't like it, but it's like, hey, it took me a minute to get to this point, that now I'm here and I realize how much peace it is to be here.
I ain't going back.
Right.
I ain't trying to go back. No, girl. Go back in that relationship. Now my peace. I see that every day. Yeah. Girl, that's some serious stuff. So
yes.
That's fine. I like you made a point. You want to get it. Miss Gina said, good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
She's laughing at us. Jessica got her rolling. She said, too funny. Yes, ma'am. And she said, that's good. And Yosetta said, absolutely. You have to go cold turkey in order to heal. And that is so true. You have to. Because again, by us not going cold turkey, again, your feelings are still there. You haven't totally let go. So you can't fully heal, can't truly find your peace. So yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we learned that through trial and error, because I messed up a whole lot, delayed my healing a whole lot in the past. And it's like, why did I do that to myself? Why? So, and it's hard, but
yeah,
everything
it is. Once you get there, it's like, girl, okay, I'm here. I ain't going back.
I always say, tell people, when you really find peace, people say they have peace, but when you really find it, you're going to know.
Right.
Anything that jeopardizes or it has the potential to jeopardize your peace, you're going to be like, it ain't worth it.
And then you sit back and you be like, dang, I used to trip over this kind of stuff.
Girl,
what? Even now. I ain't even crying now. I ain't even like, yeah.
Like, let me go find something else I can work on. Let me go find something to get in my bed.
Right.
Because I'm trying to go out of town.
Girl, okay, yes.
I'm trying to go out of the country, but I'm out of town. Like, we try to moves away. Like, no, God, thank you. Like, thank you.
And I did, and I realized that everything that I went through, I needed though. Yeah. Everything I went through, I needed, because not setting them boundaries allowed me to get to a point to where I am now. But I can look at everything that I went through, and I learned so much from each thing. Each process that I went through was meant for me to grow. So, I don't care what's my girl, why you so stupid? Why? I don't care. That's what I needed. Like, God knew what I needed. You know what I'm saying? To get to where I need to be, so.
And at that time, you're looking like, why she calling me stupid? Like, and you probably didn't even realize it. But then once you, again, grew from that and you learned and you found your sense of peace, you're like, dang, but you needed that. Being able to recognize that, right? Again, people come into our lives for different reasons, seasons sometimes, and hopefully we're getting something from it. It may not be good all the time. It may be bad. But again, once you get it, maybe a lot of people are not meant to go on that next phase with you. But we would delay our blessing. We can delay our happiness by keep holding on to stuff that God only meant for us to have for from, what is it? From summer to fall. We want to hang on to 5 years. And I'm like, no, I ain't gonna get this to you right now because you ain't even get it. But we're doing that to ourselves. Like, no, you should have let that go. But you continue to take it into the next year, the next year, the next year. Now, like, it's just sitting right here waiting for you. You ain't learned. So we are getting them. And sometimes it's hurt what's brought into our life, but it'll make you stronger. It'll make you stronger. So, and then again, remember, stuff that we go through is not just for us, it's for other people, right? And that's why we're able to sit up here and tell our story, because we did go through it in painful moments, but we can sit back and laugh about it now. We share wisdom, like, you know what? Yeah, let me help this other queen get up on her throne. Because what we're not gonna do is and just we're not gonna do that. And our kings too, you know what I'm saying? Because again, I don't want to forget the males, because it's not just the females thing. But our kings too, get up, dust yourself off, man. Y'all put your crown on and let's get it, So, and
not bash the other person because they're going through something. Like, I feel like we all have been through something. And and I think sometimes people forget what they have been through, and they automatically just want to jump and be like, oh girl, why she doing this and why they doing this and da 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 da. And it's like, you just told me a story the other day about something you went through. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and if you haven't went through, who's say you're not gonna go through it? You know what I'm
right,
saying?
exactly.
We don't know what that road.
Girl.
Yes,
Cause back in middle school and I am not gonna tolerate this. I'm not gonna do it. Girl, child, God said, okay.
The biggest word dummy across my forehead, girl. Like, girl, dummy. But now I can say, no, baby, because if I see anything that smells like it or look like it, you gotta go.
Right.
But yes,
right.
yes. So wow. So I don't know where we left off with the comments. Regina said this is good.
Thank you.
And Palamatha said this is a great topic. I'm loving it.
Thank
and Miss Gina said, yes, I thank God for my trials and tribulations. That's my first lady, and that is so true. It's us here. And Yosetta Eatman said there's a good book, Boundaries, When to Say Yes and How to Say No, by John Townsend and Henry Cloud. Jessica, I'm going to start this. That's cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'm going to
start back reading too. I do.
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you for sharing that. Because oh my gosh, I'm sure. Yeah. And even though we have boundaries, you know, again, we always can. Yeah, I'm real big on self-improvement, right? Because life, we're continuing to learn and grow, you know, and I'm big on that. So I'm definitely gonna look into that book. So sometimes I can't read, I put the audible on, like, yeah. And then First Lady said, Topeka, when we have our women's fellowship, I'm gonna have. Oh, you want me to have you speaking to us? Okay, that's fine.
Yes, that would be good.
So I guess you want us to speak? Yeah, that's good. Okay, Yosetta says you are welcome. And First Lady said, oh, well, me, okay, that's definitely okay. I sure will. Yes, ma'am. So yeah, so I mean, it's just about growth, you know, and that's what we're here for. So again, and then Jessica, you got anything else to say about relationships before we move on to the setting boundaries with parents? I don't know. And do our audience have anything else to say?
Right, yeah.
About relationships, like how, like, did y'all have boundaries in relationships? Do you think you need to set boundaries? How do you set boundaries? Do you like, you know what, we ain't doing no boundaries here and we're perfectly fine? Let us know. And I'm gonna ding our line to our link as well. If you want to join to be on the screen or just your voice to be heard, right? Oh, let me take this off. Your voice to be heard. I'm gonna go ahead and post that link. And what you do if you are trying to sign on from Google or Android, you're gonna go ahead and go to your Chrome browser. Click that link. If you are trying to do it from an Apple, you're going to go to Safari, click that link, and it's going to put you in a waiting room. And then we'll go ahead and approve you to come on. Again, you don't have to show your face. You can just do audible, or you can actually show your face and be audible, or just write the comment down in the comment spot. So if you want to join us tonight on this topic, here is our link here that's showing for YouTube. We're also on Twitch. So that's our link there for Twitch. And then if you're on Facebook, there's our link for Facebook. So please, y'all, kind of ding in and let us know, you know, because we're here to help each other, you know.
Yes,
so there's
1,000
members. So yes. Yes. So yeah.
So yeah, and family and friendships definitely too.
Yeah.
With boundaries, because again, people will use you. Like
and forget what you've done for them, and then want to talk about you like you ain't did nothing.
Right.
Like, I didn't went without. I gave you my last. Now you gonna sit up here and say, "Oh,
right.
When have you been there for me?" But anyways, we're gonna talk about But go ahead. I'm gonna let you.
But see, I had to learn that too with friendships, like a while back. You know, just with people, because I used to always be that go-to person. You know, they will always say, yes, I could, yes, I will, yes, I do this, just. But I'm like, you know what? No, I ain't doing that no more.
And I remember when you were that person too, because no matter what, girl, you would be stop whatever you're doing and there, you know.
Yes.
Sacrificing, I mean, whatever you were doing, you know, but again, was it reciprocated, you know?
Right, right. So that's the thing that you have to learn, is like setting them boundaries, because everybody's not gonna have the same heart as you. Everybody's not gonna treat you the same, you know. So if you, and people will abuse that, if they know that you have a good heart, if they know that you one of the ones that they can call on and you gonna get it whenever, or you know, people will definitely abuse that. So you gotta set boundaries in, you know, different things. Like, it's okay to say no. It's okay to be like, I don't feel like doing this, you know, or whatever. And people just gotta respect that, you know.
And if they don't respect it, oh well. Oh
Right.
well. Because one thing I think we don't do enough as people, we don't do enough self-care for ourselves.
Right.
Because I think we're so busy again trying to one make a living, be present for our kids, present for others, our parents, the community,
Mm-hmm.
work, school, whatever it is, that we get the bare minimum,
Mm-hmm.
and if we get that, so how can we pour into anybody else? Anybody, if
Right.
we can't even pour into ourselves. So I think it has to start there. But like you said, normally we are the ones that be like, hey, they call, I'm here, I'm there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that when I was going through, one of my most difficult times, I learned it the hard way. Cause like when I really needed someone, like the people that I thought was not, they weren't there. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, nah, I'm good,
Yes. And that's how you learn those again. Who, when you went through your hardest time, who was there with you? That's when like
Right.
I'm speaking about that person. You know what I'm saying? Regardless.
Right.
The other ones, I love y'all, but
yeah,
gotta feed y'all with a long handle spoon, as they used to say.
right. Exactly.
Yes. Okay, and Mika said, that's what I need to learn to do in that area, saying no, always being there for others, children, and not myself. When I do me, crabs in the bucket talk. That's a new one. I've never heard of crabs in the bucket.
Yes, and that's how to be. Like, you gotta say no.
Yeah.
Like, I even do that with my daughter sometimes. And she's like, Mama, I'm like, girl, don't bother me today. Don't text me. Don't, she's like, Mom, you ain't seen me text you. I seen your text. But I already told you earlier, I'm taking, like, I need this time right now to myself.
You don't understand that, but I promise when you get older, you will understand it. So that is true. That is so true. Yes. Oh my God. That is so true. That is so true. So setting boundary with parents, right? So it can be hard because mind you, these are our parents, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
how do we set boundaries with parents, those who raised us, those who nurtured us? You're there for us, it's just these are my parents,
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very sensitive topic, subject area, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for one, we can't feel guilty about having boundaries, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna feel guilty because it's normal. Those are our parents, right? But we can't feel guilty about wanting space or just try to accept, like, yeah, they did raise us, but it's very important part of our life, right? Mm-hmm. So we may need an extra little time and space to ourselves, right? And it allow us to be a healthier person, a happier person. So Jessica, this is a hard one. I think, I don't know. I think I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one.
I think, again, because our parents see us as still our kids, mm-hmm. Even though no matter where we are in age or how old we get, well, I'm not gonna say, I don't like the term old, aging gracefully. So, but anyway, so I think sometimes they forget and they still do overstep the boundaries, even when it comes to taking care of our kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will come in and say, why are you doing this? Or what you doing? I'm like, like, because these grandkids, they get a whole different level from their grandparents. Like, the stuff that we went through, they don't go through. They just let them do whatever they want to do. So, but yeah, I think with the parents, sometimes I think they just forget, and you don't want to be disrespectful when it comes to say, okay, let me handle this, my way or whatever, whether it's a way that's going to make me or break me, let me figure out, let me do it or whatever, because sometimes they overstep their boundaries and it causes friction between, the both of you, because it's like, why did you do that when I asked you not to, that type of thing. So I think
you're speaking with the grandkids, right?
Huh?
You're speaking with the grandkids?
Well, with the grandkids, or even with you, because sometimes they may come in like on your personal stuff, you know what I'm saying, and be like, and it's like, okay, let me, because you do want to take your parents' advice, because I'm not gonna say all advice, but I know sometimes they have been through things before we have been through, just like we do with our kids. We try to tell them and teach them or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're either gonna learn from what we say, or they're gonna learn the hard way. you know, and so a lot of times they learn the hard way.
Well,
But
when
it's
we
like,
choose to, yes, but we had to learn, and that's how we probably chose
right,
to. So,
right. So sometimes I think they overstep the bound because they just still see us as kids, you know, they're children.
I agree.
So it is hard because you don't want to be disrespectful, but at the same time, it's like, okay, this my space now, you know, it's like, and you coming over in my space.
Yes. So can you like, okay, let me know, call, you know, and I think for us, like you said too, like for some parents, you know, and I'm gonna say us, we're parents, right? Taking a step back, right? I mean, our kids, I have teenagers, right? So again, we're gonna tell them sometimes they have to learn the hard way. But I guess I need to reverse this to our parents, right? So again, allowing that the choices that we make, they may not agree with them, just like our kids may make choices and we may not agree with them, right? But like you said, understand the fact that hey, when you become an adult, they're gonna have to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah, figure it out, you know? And especially the parents, you know, if they have grandkids and stuff, like I do have a grandchild, right? Like when am I gonna babysit, you know? Am I allowed to discipline him? I don't need to just assume that I can, you know, but I am. But I'm just like, wait a minute, but you get what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look into it. And then too, like even like stuff, example, eating, right? So I got a grandbaby, and he is 4 months old now. And you know, some people do put the cereal in the formula, right? In the milk. Could have easily put cereal in there without asking my daughter or even caring what she said. Because well, I'm grandma, I'm your mama. I do what I want to do, you know. But I understand that that's her baby.
Right.
So, are you ready to do this? Because I know when my eyes were younger, I was in Japan, but I did do it the way I wanted to do it, you know.
Right.
So again, just giving that opportunity to do that. So, but definitely having boundaries. And you know, some people I've known where people have gotten married, and sometimes it's the male and sometimes it's the female where the parents can't let go. So the mom is all in their marriage, telling them this, telling them that, do this, do that. You don't need to do this. You better go. You better leave her. You better leave him. And you're like, what are you doing? You need to set a boundary because guess what? Now, unfortunately, you know, I mean, I'm married now. I'm not saying unfortunately, but I'm married now. In the Bible, it says, you know, the man should please his wife, right? But sometimes it's hard for that male to do, or it's hard for that male's mother to let him go. So she's all in the mix, So you gotta set boundaries, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, why you doing that? I didn't do it that way. My son don't like this, or my daughter don't like this.
Or you know, I haven't been married or anything, but even in relationship, when the mother of whomever you with, you know, is disrespectful to your partner or the father, you know, to me that's overstepping a boundary because like this is my significant other. You know what I'm saying? Like don't overstep that boundary to be disrespectful, but yeah, just out for no reason.
I don't like that person. I want you to be with Bob down the street.
Right.
And you decide to be with whomever. So I'm gonna give you hell. I'm gonna give him hell. He gonna run off. Like, come on, let's set that boundary. You may not like him, but I like him, and just let me learn that he ain't no good. Sometimes we need to just pull that child back and be like, you know what, I'm gonna lock him in the closet because he ain't no good for you. But yeah.
Right.
So oh my God, that's funny.
You want to go to the comments?
Yeah. So Mika said, and when you need someone, which we all do at some point of time, and the ones we are always there, and they're never there for us. But God always sends someone that you would never know who would come through, and that is so true. That is so true. Yep. You definitely hit that on the ball. And then Mika says, but when you tell our parents our boundaries, they act like we are being mean to them. And that's true. Because again, we're the kid. We're their kid. We're their child. So it's like, we ain't trying to say it mean. We're trying to be very respectful with it. But that's where they have to understand, right? That you're just trying to set healthy boundaries, right? And that you are an adult. So unfortunately, I'm not 10, 11, 12. You know, I'm grown. I got my own kids, my own house. So I have boundaries, Mom. I love you. Dad, I love you. But You gotta set some
Right.
boundaries so I can live and I can be healthy and try to be stress free, and you can live and you can be healthy. We can actually have a relationship with each other. I don't want to hate you. I don't want you to hate me. I don't want you mad. I know
Yeah.
my mom. Now this is the boundaries here. My mom said I can't drive, so anytime we go anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
we'll drive from the passenger seat. She, oh my God, oh yeah. I'm like, Lord Jesus, you know, you don't like my driving, but you want to come, so I want you to come. I want to spend time with you. I'll be like, oh my God, can you just sit over there and chill out? I'm gonna drive. I'm just gonna drive. Fine, you drive. So then I can be doing something, right? Working on something, whatever it is, chilling, relax, having some time. So she want to drive. She wants somebody to just talk, 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 talk. I'm like, oh my God. So we got to sit there somewhere, right?
Yeah.
But I love it to death. I love it to death. But yeah, she go, I'm so glad I made it home. I ain't never going with you nowhere else. Like, when I'm home, yeah, you know what? I'm like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
They get mad if I don't ask her to go. So I don't even know if she on here, but I'm just saying, yeah.
Don't do Miss Sheila like that.
And Willie said, our parents set boundaries with us as kids when they told us to stay in a child's place. Whoa, whoa, say that again. For the people in the back that didn't hear that.
Right.
Oh my God. Now he nailed it. And then when our parents were having a conversation, we didn't butt in.
No.
We went off in the Kool-Aid. What was
No.
going on? We couldn't tell you that Shirley May, Lisa said this and this is what they was doing. No, you better get your butt in your room or you better go outside and play.
Right.
Oh my God. So
or if they was on the phone, yes. If they was on the phone, so we didn't come ask no questions. Like we waited till they got off the phone.
Thank you. Now, how long you gonna be on the phone? You on the
Right.
phone? Who you talking to? Come on, you don't put up on you. You better get out of here talking to me.
Okay.
So he said, so now that we are adults, they need to keep that same energy.
Oh.
Keep that same energy and let us figure it out. Because remember, they are our parents and not one of our little friends.
Right. Right.
So boundaries has been set, man.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Start out, but I got that no teeth. Yeah,
that's so funny.
You nailed that, really. You nailed it. That's good.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was good. And Mika said, we are way different from our parents. We want to raise our children like we were, but today's children are different. And that is so true. They're very different.
Very. Yes. Everything. Different generation. Definitely have to raise because, you know, me and Pika, we talk about this all the time as far as like, you know, when we went places like my parents ain't really call. Like I would say, Mom, I'm going out of town. She's like, okay. She ain't called me during the trip. She ain't bother me. She ain't do none of that stuff. You know, when I seen her when I got back, you know, and my dad, you know, I just seen him when I got back. Mm-hmm. But now if my daughter say, who you going with? What time y'all leaving? Where y'all going? I need your location. You know, it's all of that now. So it's very different when it comes to raising our kids because the world is different now. But I think with how our parents raised us then, it really helped us out a lot though, because for me, it did help me to grow in so many ways and learn a lot and not be sheltered in a sense. And I think with the kids is because I know sometimes I can be overprotective. I wouldn't even say overprotective. I'm just, you know, I just want to make sure my kids are okay, you know. So, but like I said, with them, if I went to a party, I would be gone to 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm in high school, but they didn't, you know, they wouldn't call me and be having to go to work, be to work at 6:30.
I bet we were there at work at 6:30 and we did our whole shift.
Yes, but now if my daughter goes somewhere, I'm calling, I'm saying, where you at? Why you ain't answer the phone when I called you? No, it's different though. It's really different though. It's very different.
Way different. Way different.
And so how do you think about with boundaries for kids? Like, do you think that they have boundaries and, you know, since they are underage, and should they have boundaries that we should respect, or how do you feel about that?
You asking me or you asking our audience?
I'm asking you. Or the audience too, if anybody wants to give their input.
Okay, Mika said, yes, they do. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think they should have boundaries, because they have to have their safe space. Like you said, so much is going on in this world today. Is different from when we were growing up, from when we were raised. We used to walk from, and I'm from Panama City too, right? And I don't know if our audience, if everybody's from Panama City or been there, but I'm sure it probably was similar in your town or whatever as well. But we would walk from Springfield all the way to the mall. Coming in late at night, we didn't have cell phones, and at that time, I don't even think we had pagers,
Right.
And we walked in, we were good, and our friends, I'm trying to think, like growing up, our peers. I mean, we probably got in a little argument, a fight, but it was nothing like all this internet stuff. And I think they have to have boundaries, in all areas. And I'm not saying we didn't have to have them. I just don't think it was. I'm sure we did have them, but not to the extreme that they have to have them. I don't know. Somebody, social media, again, you don't know who's talking to your child. You think it's their friend. It could be a 50-year-old dude down the street talking to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Trying to get them to meet up somewhere. Again, we did have some kidnapping, but it wasn't like it is now. Sex trafficking. I've never heard of sex trafficking until a few years ago. Not saying it wasn't there existent, but even boundaries with people. Again, you hear so much now where, again, it was definitely going on in our time, but people just didn't talk about it now. Talk about it. But where family members are abusing kids, the kids, but it was hush hush, so now everything is coming out. But those kids didn't have boundaries, I mean, not boundaries, they didn't set boundaries, or they couldn't go talk to anybody about it. So a lot went on and a lot got swept under the rug. So, and then even with us, they need to have boundaries, but healthy boundaries now. You ain't gonna be disrespectful. But again, sometimes like, okay, I just need that moment, because they need a moment to just sit back and to regroup. They have to have self-care. Because mind you, the stuff they get in school now, I'm wondering, like, they getting it back to back, like robots, At least we had some time to kind of like break in between. But they're like robots. And then they always have the phone in their hands. So their brain is not shutting down. So they need boundaries. From the cell phones, from life. Just, just sit here and let's meditate for a little bit. Let's meditate. Let's calm down a little bit,
Yeah.
So, and I think we do. And when they do have the boundaries, whatever those could be, we need to respect it. Again, as long as they're healthy and it's respectable. They ain't finna tell me they got in room and ain't finna do that. No.
Right.
But again, because we are kids, we are their parents and we are to parent them. But yeah, they need boundaries. Yeah, I think they do. So let's see what they say. Mika says, yes, we should respect their boundaries as well. I agree. And then she says, if we want them to respect us, we have to respect them as well. But, in all caps, but we still are the parent. But I think we should respect a little of their boundaries. I agree. And then Taisha, hey, she's still on hanging with us. She said, the devil is a liar. Too many parents are conforming to the ways of this world. I am not my child's friend, my children's friends. I'm sorry. Yes, they should have a safe space, but that does not disrespect and that's true. Right. That does not disrespect your boundaries, because you are the parent, and that is so true.
Right.
That is so true. So again,
and I see what she said. I see a lot of people do rather be their kids' friends than to set those boundaries with their child, because like some of the stuff I see that like, to me, some of the stuff that I see, I just think that it's disrespectful, especially with being a parent, and then that's your child, and and the parent is laughing about it. Like, what, and I know everybody raise their kids however they want to raise them, but at the same time, like she's saying, is that you can't, when you're, especially in today's society, you can be your child's friend to an extent, but they still got to know that's my mom. I'm going to respect her. I'm not going to disrespect her. And they have to know, okay, it's going to be a line, that boundary. Like, okay, I want you to come and talk to me about everything that you may be going through, but at the same time, you're not going to just disrespect. You're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to be disrespectful in front of me. Yeah. So it's a whole thing. I remember this video on social media. This girl, I can't remember how old she was turning, but her mama was right there. And then, so the girl, she's standing up twerking. She got like a little short skirt on. And so the mama was just holding her skirt down. or whatever. So, you know, her behind her whatever else would won't be showing or whatever. And so of course, you know, people was like a mixed comments or whatever, you know, saying how she was disrespectful. And they were saying like, well, her and her mama has their own like little, I guess YouTube, whatever they got going on, and that they laugh and joke like that all the time and stuff like that. But the mama, she just had her holding her skirt down, she had her head turned. So to me, you know, like to me, I would think that's a boundary that you're, and I guess if they're okay with that, but I would see it as like overstepping a boundary with my mama, because at some point, if I felt like she didn't like that and she got her head turned, she may feel embarrassed or whatever, but she's like, that's my child, I'm gonna let her do whatever on her birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing. So I don't know, like with the boundaries and everything else, it's just, again, having that fine line of respect and disrespect when it comes to your parents and you and your children, that they have to know a point of respect, because to me, I personally felt like that was kind of disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like with my behind in my mama face and she holding my skirt down, you know.
It was a TikTok?
No, this was I think when like the Shade Room or somewhere else had like reposted it or whatever. And then so it was just like, you know, mixed comments, you know, saying that was disrespectful to her mom, you know, because her mom, you know, had her head turned and she wasn't really engaging, but it was kind of like, okay, this is my daughter, she gonna act like this anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that type of thing.
Yeah, and I wow. Respect is a must, you know. Nobody's trying to be their friend, but I get what you're saying, but you can your child not have boundaries and respect you too?
You said can oh, huh?
Yeah. Can your child not have boundaries, like their personal boundaries, right? To protect them from others and respect their parent too?
Yeah, they can have both.
Oh, okay.
I think why wouldn't they be able to?
I'm just I don't know. I guess I got lost in the whole whatever, because I don't know.
Oh, because she was saying about being a friend.
Yeah, because I mean, no, you can't, because that's gonna put down some of the boundaries. But you definitely, the child should respect the parent regardless. When your child,
that's my point. Like,
okay, that's where you were going. Okay, I'm kind of like, huh?
Yeah, that's that's what I was saying. Like, that's a boundary to me. That was like overstepping her mom boundary and not respecting her, because her mom was just like, this is my child, I'm gonna let her do whatever. But at the same time, the child's just like, I don't care if my mama is here, I'm gonna get up here and twerk on the thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
and even though we're grown, we still respect our parents, you know. So I can only imagine. I said, even though we're grown and we want to set boundaries, we're still, even though we're grown and we want to set boundaries with our parents, we still respect our parents. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You're grown, you have your boundaries, right? Mom, call before you come over. I'm not saying that's, just use that as an example, but you still respect your parents.
Right.
You're not gonna be out there disrespecting them, going off on them, cussing them out. No. But for your parents, you gotta respect them. So yeah, interesting. Dang. I'm like, you take that new dress off. But you know what, to go back to where now, I remember about, was it 2012, 13? I don't know when they started making the little girl shorts, like really, really short. Remember we seen them in the stores and we're like, oh my God, these are like elementary kids, and the shorts showing their butt, booty crack and all that. It's like, I don't know. So again, you want to go find your kids. I remember looking for my daughter some longer shorts, right, at that time. But all you can find in shorts were the shorts. So it's like we either conform or we're gonna go ahead and cut some jeans to make them not, you know what I'm saying? Not that short. So I'm just saying, like, that case, yeah, it's gonna be made to respect, because if I gotta go to the store, it ain't nothing in there that's, you know, just crazy.
Yeah, and like, you know, and I know some parents do, like, I guess what I'm saying, like if the mother was okay with her child doing it, because you know, you have some parents that they're, you know, they're okay with their child doing it. You know, that's their child way of expressing themselves. Because I mean, if somebody want to dance, they want to dance. That's fine. But it was just like her mom's whole demeanor
towards everything,
towards it. So it was just like, my mama don't really like this, but I'm gonna get up here and do it. So her mom had like a whole demeanor, like, I cannot believe my child up here doing that. Now, if her mom was up there dancing with her and whatever, then it would be like a whole different thing, you know. So it was just like her mom's demeanor of her daughter, because she was just like, had her head turned and holding her daughter's skirt down. Like, I wish she'd hurry up and sit down, you know, that type of thing.
Like, you're embarrassing me. Like, I don't even know what to say, y'all. I'm so embarrassed.
Right.
Gotcha. And then James King, hey, welcome,
Hey,
welcome,
James.
welcome. Thank you for joining us. He said boundaries are a necessity, but as parents, there will be times when we have to be intrusive, and that is so true. A lot of times we have to be intrusive. That's true, and they don't understand it sometimes, but it's like for their protection, you know. Like,
Right.
I'm here to protect you. I am your parent, right? God made me your parent for a reason. So you are so right.
Right.
And then Taisha Anthony says, "Preach, Jessica, preach, girl, preach." You gotta say it. And James said, "Boundaries also require proper communication." That's that word, communication. So that when we as parents put our foot down, the purpose behind the action doesn't get misconstrued. Poor communication, even with boundaries put in place, often lead to deterioration of the parent-child relationship and the creation of trust issues, and that is true. You
But sometimes it's with these kids, it's even hard to communicate.
So what do
you try to communicate, but it's like sometimes they really just don't get it. It's like they really just don't get it. So it's still, I think, it's finding that line that works for you and your children as far as like communication. Communication is very important, but it's just getting them to understand when we're trying to communicate and tell them our boundaries and wanting us to understand their boundaries, because sometimes with the communication, if both of y'all are mad and y'all trying to voice both of y'all boundaries,
it's not going to work at all.
No.
It's not going to work. Like, what's going on here? It's not going to work. And then Asia says, I'm going here. Sorry. Parents and children go to the, we've had this discussion, Jessica. Parents and children go to the club together, drinking together. Children cursing around their parents when they get a certain age. Parents allowing children to shack up. Call me old school, but I cannot deal with all that. You nailed it, girl. She nailed it. Yes. I remember me and Jessica had to talk about that because I was like, well, my daughter, when me and her ever start hanging out at the same spot, that means I need to sit down. Remember, we had to talk about it.
Yeah, and I was on the opposite end though. I don't feel, because I think when they get of age, because I've been in, my son doesn't go to the club, but I've been somewhere with him or whatever, and I know he may take a drink or something, whatever. But I'm not gonna say, son, put that cup down, because I've done that in front of my parents. You know, me and my parents ain't never been to no club together, nothing like that. But I have been in where, like, I may go get a bottle of wine or whatever. My mom, they never said, well, you need to put that cup down or whatever. But I think, I don't know. I do believe it's a level of respect still when it comes to certain things, but that's one of those things I think now if it just gets too out of hand with certain stuff, then but yeah, that's just my personal.
And I'm older now. I have, I'm a lot older. Like you said, socially drink, have a drink or whatever, wine or whatever, and my mom, that part, but I will not be in a club with Miss Sheila. We ain't clubbing together. I ain't never club with her. If I'm seeing my mom in the club, either I'm in the wrong one or she in the wrong one, because we ain't doing it. Same with my daughter. If I'm in there, she in there, one of us don't belong in there, because we can't be there together,
Well, yeah, I ain't gonna be in the club, but my son, it's a different age group. So I don't know.
But that's why I said this is my thing on it. So again, I be feeling bad. Like, shoot, even my guy, he's like, why? We can't be right here together. I need to go home, or you need to go home, because we ain't. If it's like an outside concert, that'd be different, But we clubbing together. Nah, dog. But that's just me. So I get that part. So yeah, and the part is too with kids now. She's talking about the shacking up. I remember a few people in school, the parents were like, oh yeah, such boyfriend. My boyfriend came and stayed at my house. And I'm like, who came to stay at your house? Your mama let your boyfriend stay at your house. And they check him up. I'm like, girl, I remember me and my ex-husband would come, like we were like relocating. I stayed with my mom for a little bit. I felt bad sleeping in the same room with him, and we were married, Like, it just didn't feel right. But I know it was okay, but still, but just as a teenager or kids, your parents allowing you and your boyfriend just to shack up in the room,
Yeah.
I can
Nah.
do it, baby. Get somebody else to do it.
Mm-mm.
And my mama darn sure wouldn't have that. You do what with who with well. But there
Girl.
are people that does that, and to me, it's like we can't be.
And you know, yeah, my mom and them definitely went had child. I ain't had no boys come over to the house, period. So, so child, no, that wasn't even a
Ooh,
question. Girl, they was
ooh,
scared of my
girl.
daddy.
Oh, girl. Like shaking up in that room together. What the heck? No. My boyfriend stayed the night last night. She in class the next day. We in the 8th, 9th grade. And I'm gonna go home to my man. Yo, man. What we doing? But
Right.
hey,
Yeah.
each his own.
Mm-mm.
But I'm old school in that way too, Taisha, I'm sorry. She says, Amen, James. And then she said, casual drinking at a restaurant or other proper setting with your adult child is okay. I'm talking about getting drunk at the club with your children's parents.
Oh.
That part, right? No,
Mhm.
but people that do it.
And you know, some people have that mentality of, you know, some people think, well, if they're with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure they get home safe or whatever. You know, I don't know. I don't know.
I never went out with my mom. Thank God I
Huh?
made it. I never went out with my mom. Thank God I
Well,
made it
I
home
ain't go out with
safe.
my mama either, but my mom, our mama and us is like two different, totally different age groups.
Oh no, I know. I
You
said, but I
know,
said, thank God I made it home safe too,
I didn't
right?
even think about going out with my mama. No, but my mama, I don't even know if my mom was going out when she
My
was still
mom
going out, but
was,
we was at our grandparents' house. We was
yeah.
trying to sneak and go somewhere else, but not because we wasn't at the club with them because we ain't want them to see us out. So, but if they probably was okay, we probably would have been there. Cause I done tried to get on safari plenty of times, but I couldn't get in because I wasn't old enough.
Girl, that's funny. Yeah, I know. But I've never been a going out person, but still, I just, 'Cause I've never been a really going out person, but still,
Oh, girl,
mm-mm.
yeah.
I ain't hanging out with. If I see your mama in there, any of our mamas, I ain't going in there. I'm gonna feel bad. Why we in there, girl? As a matter of fact, oh my God, example, Taisha, I have an uncle. I will never forget it. One time I went, just probably remember, KJ's back in the day. And people, I remember seeing my uncle up in there. I got one uncle that's younger. This another uncle. I can't say which side. If I say the side, everybody don't know. But you probably already know anyways. But I got this one uncle. I remember I'm in there, and I'm at that time like in my early 20s. And I look and says, "That my uncle? Why he in here? Why? That's my why he in here? you know?" He's like, "Hey, what's going on, big?" I'm like, "This is so weird, so weird." And he's like, "Oh, he in here all the time." Mind you, I don't go out, so I don't know. But he like older. I felt uncomfortable. But
Mm-hmm.
hey, again, to each his own. I couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
Cause see, I wouldn't have felt uncomfortable, and I'd be like, "Hey, and kept moving." Cause you know, my brothers don't want to. My son, he doesn't go out. He don't go out. But they was gonna take him out, you know, one night, but he didn't go. But you know, I don't know. Just yeah, to each his own of
But I
what.
mean,
Cause
take him out
I would
one
have been
night,
like,
be
"Hey, uncle,"
different.
it
Take him
kept
out one
going, you
night.
know,
But to
huh?
be hanging out at the club all the time, I'm hanging out. He's like, my uncle is like, but now it's probably okay because they got sugar daddies now. I don't know if they had sugar daddies
Girl,
back then,
hush.
but I think he was like a sugar daddy for real. For real. He liked young girls, but he still was creepy to me because I'm like, this is creepy. Like, and if I was getting down on the floor and my what? No, we good, baby. Mm-mm. I feel all kind of uncomfortable. No, we good. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. He think he young, like, that's
Mm-hmm.
nasty.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me. James, I see people cursing the kids out in public and thinking they are displaying good parenting skills, but the reality is they are only creating space. That is so true. And a big gap between them and their kids, lack of communication.
Mm-hmm.
Disciplining a child versus belittling a child. A lot of people get it wrong, but sometimes as parents, stubbornness can be a can be the biggest hindrance. We have to be careful with our words. And that's true. Because there's power in the tongue. Life and death
Mm-hmm.
lies in the power of the tongue. And a lot of people forget that, you know. So again, you can build people up, you can tear people down. What are
Mm-hmm.
you going to choose to do with your words and your tongue, your
Mm-hmm.
mouth? So yeah, that is true. And then Taisha says, I got snuck into the Safari and Midnight Lounge. Oh my gosh, she's going way back. Midnight Lounge.
Yeah.
Underage. I had no business being there. That is too funny.
Girl, I tried to get into the Safari. I don't know who, I had somebody ID. Girl, I got into that door. That lady said, now, baby, you know this ain't you. Girl, I was so embarrassed.
Did she let you in though?
No, girl, I had to leave. Girl, I was so embarrassed. I was like, I just let him know. And at the same time, I'm looking back, making sure I don't see nobody riding through like older that knew my mama and them coming through.
Look, stay on your tippy toes inside and trying to watch you back at the same time.
Right, girl. That was a mess,
is too
girl.
funny. Oh my
A
god.
mess, girl.
And Mika said, just like me at Vibe, shaking my head. LOL. I see them kids that used to ride my bus and they be like, Miss Mika. Feel like I'm violating them. I get pressure to go there every blue moon. And when I go in for a little while, I walk out the door after I've done had enough. And the security guards be like, I already know you leaving. I'd be like, you already know.
Girl, no. Now that's funny.
Girl, us on that bus.
Girl, okay.
What she doing here? That is too funny. I can't hang with my parents at the club unless we are at a family function, and that's different. And that's me.
Mm-hmm.
That's me, but everybody's different. And James said, I saw my mom at the Grady's one night. Her and my aunts came in and get something to eat, and I had snuck out the house. She stood next to me but never said a word. I took the hint and I went home without being embarrassed. But argue, he probably didn't even look up. He's like,
yes. But see, you know,
because our parents have to say nothing.
Huh?
They have to say nothing.
Right. No, they didn't.
Now we gotta talk discipline. Get your girl.
Yeah. Yeah, they ain't have to say nothing. Girl, I used to try to sneak back in the house. Girl, some nights my daddy be sitting right there in that chair.
No. I didn't even know you were sneaking out the house, Jessica.
Huh?
I didn't even know you were sneaking out the house.
No, sneak back in. I had to sneak out, but I was coming in late. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't never sneak out the house. Okay. I would say, you know, I'm going somewhere, but it was just like
too late to be coming in.
Right. Yeah.
There you go. And Tahisha said, James, your mom was a goat because Miss Bush rolled up at the club 10. Rolled up to the club 10.
That sound like my grandma. Girl, me and my cousin on the weekends, we used to be over there faithfully at my grandma's house. So she used to tell us when they used to have the ballpark at Woodsfield. So she used to tell us,
yes.
Y'all better not go down there to that park. And I mean, a girl, child, me and my cousin used to go down there. Girl, here come my grandma coming through the crowd in her car. Girl, we used to try to run and walk so she wouldn't see us. Girl, hiding behind cars and stuff. Girl, it was a mess.
Did she catch y'all?
Girl, no, she ain't catch us. And my oldest brother, he probably ain't on here. Girl, he would not give us a ride home. I ain't taking y'all home because y'all should be down. Girl, he would not take us home.
Contributed to the mess.
Right.
That is too funny. Too funny. Taisha said on 10. That's funny. Oh my God. Girl.
That is something. So all of that was like tied into boundaries, you know, with everybody, what their boundaries are, what they will and what they won't tolerate. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's up to an individual of what your boundaries are. And I think sometimes, especially like if you don't have any boundaries, you gotta like know it may be different outcomes from it, you know. So it may be something you may not like, but if you didn't set any boundaries in the beginning, it's kind of like, well, hey, and shoot, sometimes when you do set them, they still be people overstep the boundaries. Overstep the boundaries. So do y'all have anything else y'all want to say?
And I think I just want to reiterate that boundaries are like rules, right, of your relationship. Again, relationship, friendship, it could be parenting, it can be an intimate relationship, it can be coworkers, you know. but they're the rules of that relationship. I'm going to use quotation that will help guide, right, the people involved, how to interact, what is expected, what is okay, what is not okay to say and do, right? So it's kind of like safeguard. It's a safeguard for us ourselves, right?
Mhm.
And definitely, again, it's not a controlling thing to have boundaries. You're not trying to control nobody. You're not. You're just having boundaries for yourself, right?
Mhm.
Setting boundaries regarding your time, regarding you, what you need, if it's to be reciprocated, do you think it should be reciprocated, different stuff like that. Even with your friends, having boundaries with them, that's good. I know we went way over, we didn't even get to touch on friends or coworkers, but definitely boundaries, setting healthy boundaries is very important.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Very, very. And I tell people too, even with your jobs, because jobs will overuse you. And at the end of the day, especially with me being in the nursing field, like I tell people all the time, like I know they may want you to do something, but if you don't feel comfortable doing it, be okay with saying no.
That's
Because
right.
that's stepping your boundaries. And at the end of the day, who gonna take up for you? Who's gonna cover for you? Because they're gonna say, well, she didn't tell me that she didn't know how to do that, or something else, and then you looking crazy. So
Yes.
be okay. Like, be okay if you're not comfortable or if you feel like someone is disrespecting you, in a respectful manner, at your job, of course, but still have those boundaries for yourself, because again, a lot of places you are just the body.
Yep.
You're just the body.
Yep. The minute you whatever, they have already replaced you, baby. And again, some aspects, unfortunately, like if it does, cost you your life, unfortunately, you're replaceable. We have to remember
Mm-hmm.
that, to our family, we're not, but to the job and stuff, we're replaceable. So
Mm-hmm.
they have a mission, and the mission is going to carry on, So while we feeling like sometimes that we owe them our life, they can't go on without us. Oh, I'm the only one that know how to do this, baby. They better learn how. Figure
Right.
it out. It's gonna go on. Trust me, it
Mm-hmm.
will go on. So gotta take care of ourselves. So,
Yeah.
and James Topeka, that was very well spoken. Thank you, thank you. So Jessica, I don't know. We didn't even get on friends, girl, friends or coworkers. I know you kind of just touched base on coworkers, so that's good.
Woo, girl. Nah, yeah, I could go on and on with Coke, girl. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
that's
like,
like
we have to revisit this one later because I'm like thinking, I'm like, we're gonna knock this out. We're gonna all four, girl. We be stretching. We go ahead and do such topics. We have such a good time, and we look at the time. It's like, dang, it's this time already.
yes.
And then James said, Jessica, that is gonna be me. Safety talk at tomorrow's meeting. Thank you for the inspiring words.
You are welcome. You are welcome. We are here to offer inspiration.
He gonna be okay. Look, I saw Tamika Jessica show it yesterday, last night, and this is what was going on.
Right.
And Mika says, just have a part 2 for next Tuesday for friendship and co-workers boundaries.
That would
Yeah,
be
so
good. Yeah, we may do a part. We had for next Tuesday. We had
mhm.
a topic. So we may
Yeah.
do a poll. The topic that we were going to talk about is next Tuesday. We have for next Tuesday is suffering in silence. Suffering comes
Yes.
in so many forms. You can be suffering mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and you are just at a point where you can't speak to anyone about it. So you're just suffering behind closed doors. And sometimes we don't understand the toll that it really takes on our body and why people may not talk about it to other people, what they may be going through. So that was the topic that we had for next Tuesday.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to speak on next Tuesday. We might, give it a little bit and we'll come back with the part 2 on that,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, to kind of ching on that. But yeah, suffering in silence is definitely, something because again, speak up, speak out, we don't want nobody feeling like they don't have anybody to talk to. And I know
Right.
a lot went on with the and I'm kind of don't I saw the toddler on the road, right?
You have a,
They help, huh?
what did you say?
When I saw the toddler on the road, that whole incident, a lot
Carly
went on.
incident. Yeah.
A lot went on, but then you have to wonder like what was really going on,
Right. Right.
besides the boyfriend, it had to be some mental stuff there,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, everything like, yeah, very bad call, everything like, yeah, very bad call, and on so many levels, but it had to be something deeper there. And I'm sure it is. But again, for us as people, for one, we have to be there for each other, but we don't want nobody suffering in silence. Not saying that any of us will do that, but in other ways, we're out here suffering. Sometimes wake up like, God, I have nobody,
Right,
nobody to
right.
talk to, nobody understands me. Um, you're alone. You're alone. So again, that's a great topic, and our kids are about to go back to school, and sometimes they just want to fit in. They want to fit in. They may feel that I'm alone and they're suffering. They're suffering. They put a smile on them. We think they're good. And they're at school. How was your day at school? It was great. It was good.
Yeah.
So I think that topic is a great topic next week. Yeah. Mika said, wow, that's deep. Stacey Allen says, hello, ladies. Hey,
Stacy.
welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you. And she said, I'll catch the replay, please. And you can always, Stacey, go back and watch this one because it's posted on our page, and then it's also on YouTube, so it stays on there. So we definitely want you to catch the replay, but you can go back and watch this one as well because I think it was very, very informative. So, and then Mika says, I think everyone this past summer distanced themselves from a lot of issues, friends, family, just to find themselves. I think so. I think so. Yeah. And Isha says, thank you, ladies. You are
welcome. Thank you, Taisha, and you're welcome. Yes, thank you for engaging and your input and your thoughts and all of that. Everybody, thank y'all for engaging.
Yes. We want to thank all of our followers, our participants. Thank you all for coming back, coming on with us. And those who, this was your first time joining us, we thank you. And we definitely want to see you back here with us again next Tuesday. It'll be the same time at 7:30. And as Jessica said, we will be discussing suffering in silence. So please, if you have any thing you want to contribute to that topic, send it to our message, our message us, put it on the comment. It doesn't matter, but let us know because we definitely want to include that and touch bases on that too. And then again, if you do want to be a part of our lives or whatever, we try to post a link, and during the time you are welcome to come on, because again, we do want engagement. We want to be able to help others, again, this is a platform not just for us, but for others as well. So we definitely enjoyed you all, and thank you for coming.
And also remember, if you do DM us like with suggestions or something that you want to hear us talk about with the topic that we're discussing, we do not disclose names. So we've had people to send us stuff personally like, hey, I got this situation going on. Can you just mention it? Just to see what people input or insights on certain things. So we don't disclose anybody names. It's kept between us. We don't go and tell Joe Blow down the street with girl such and such message me and said, we don't do any of that.
You will never know. You will never know. We don't mention no names. We don't even imply nothing,
Right.
That's not what we're here for at all. So no, again, we're not passing judgment. We're not doing nothing. It would never come out because again, we want to be that platform. And if you got suggestions on topics, again, put it out there because we want to be able to help others, serve others, and tell other people about us, please. Like, share, comment, all that kind of stuff. Tell a friend, brain. Because again, this is a platform for us. For all of us, right? To be that platform, we can get up here and speak about stuff that's going on in the world within us, within our community and stuff, and just to be that positive inspiration.
Right.
Newslight network for everybody. So that part.
Yes, we may pop on a little later this week and talk about the whole riverboat incident.
Man, I'm gonna be real quick about that. All I was like, oh yes.
Right.
I don't condone violence. I don't. But
right.
Did y'all know that he was a captain, the black guy?
I know he worked for about it. I didn't know what his title was.
Yeah, I watched the I'm sorry, y'all. My niece and my daughter, they walking by, and I'm on my live, and I'm looking at them like, where y'all going? And they do a sign language. Leave my baby here. My grandbaby out, and it's like 9 o'clock. It's past his bedtime. But anyway, see, here I go. No boundaries, y'all. I just thought about boundaries. So but yeah, they did the thing with the officer, the what is it, the mayor or whatever? I forgot. He was speaking and he went over everything. He even talked about the warrants that were out and everything, but he was actually the captain. And
Oh,
he got over there because he had a small boat to come after he pretty much, had asked him to move. Politely, he even called into the police and said they had a disturbance, right? And he pretty much told him like, hey, he was very calm, all that stuff. So he got off to try to go talk to him. He was the captain of the boat. To go talk to the captain of that boat.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, I didn't watch the press conference that they had in regards to it. I seen a little bit of it, but I didn't watch the whole thing. So yeah, good night, Mika. We enjoyed you too, as always. Yes, you got to ride the bus in the morning, or you gotta go crank it up. Oh, y'all gotta go test drive your routes, probably. That's probably what
time I'm probably to see how long it's supposed to take and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe make sure the bus is all lubed up.
Right.
Girl, school year 23-24.
Time flew by so fast.
It is. The summer flew by. I'm looking like,
I know, like they just got out.
Baby, that grocery bill.
So y'all, speaking of summer, because y'all know I have my clothing business still. I'm working on bringing some new items in Nalise Boutique, and then also traveling. If y'all want to travel, it's a 4-day, 3-night stay for $99. I have posted some stuff on my site, and I know y'all probably saying, what is the catch? The catch is that you do have to do like a presentation for 60 minutes, but you are not obligated to buy anything. And then you also get a $100 gift card, Visa gift card back in return. So it's really like you paid nothing for the trip. So $99. I will post some more information. I'm also gonna set up another page, y'all. I'm just trying to get stuff together, but yeah. So yes, y'all can shop with Nalise Boutique for your trips, book your trips. Y'all gotta use my discount code. I will post all of that, and I will share it on this page as well. So yes, y'all. But
you mean to tell me I can go to Orlando for how much? $99.
Yes, $99.
How many days?
It's a 4-day, 3-night at Westgate. And so you can also go to, I know, Vegas. It's several different places. I can't remember right off the top, but you don't have to choose Orlando as your place to stay. You can go to other places as well. So on my page, I'm also going to have other different vacation packages and stuff up there as well. So you can see all of that stuff. So yes, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned and follow, and y'all book y'all trips, because you can travel any time of the year. It don't have to be just summer. You can go anytime.
That's a deal. And I think I might try to take you up on that, because honey, I need to go somewhere. I need to get out. For $99, girl, a room for one night costs more than $99. So that's
right.
Y'all definitely look into it. Contact Jessica, and like she's gonna post the code on here too. But that's a great deal. So
right, and I know y'all probably like, I don't feel like doing no presentation, but listen, presentations. I've always stayed at Westgate Resorts when we go on our family trips, because we go there faithfully every couple of years, and that's always been a resorts. But even when we wanted to do go to different like Busch Gardens or whatever, I would go do presentations at other resorts just to get free tickets. So y'all think, I don't feel like doing it. Y'all can just say, no, I don't want to do it. Remember, Pika, we went to a presentation in Vegas to get free tickets.
Yes, girl, got free tickets, so we have to spend money. Plus, we got to go see the show. Save us money. I'm all about saving money. So it's like, okay, let's be smart about this, because I need to hang on to all my coins. So I'm gonna sit there for 60 minutes. I know I ain't buying nothing.
Right.
You keep talking, you keep trying to sell me, but at the end of the day, it's still no.
Right.
Now that I've sat here, please give me my tickets. Give my gift card. And you can go eat.
Right. And again, you're not. They know a lot of times people don't come to buy, and sometimes people do end up buying, but it's a way. Again, it's a marketing strategy for that company. So again, they win in a lot of places. You win. We all win.
That's true. And
hey, Kaka.
Say hey. See, I got Mama. Hey, say
hey, Kaka.
It's my godson, y'all. My thing went out. So Mika said we're going. She said she want to drive the bus route tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, oh my God. So again, and then too, if y'all have businesses and stuff, we do want to support, each other. So again, right now, post the support. We'd love to do that. Again, we're here for each other. So please go ahead and post it. You don't have to do announcing it to us later. Again, we want to definitely, we're there for each other. So yeah. That post.
So y'all have a wonderful night. What Pika said? I mean Mika.
She said, I just went to one just to get them free tickets, especially the shipwreck, LOL, plus for that cruise and something else they gave me, but I did not want to purchase nothing. Long as I went to the presentation, that's true.
Right.
Let's
That's
go
all you
get
got.
what they give
Now,
me.
what presentation is for Shipwreck? Because I need to try to go before they close.
I need to go. Shoot, if it's a
So
free
text
Shipwreck,
me that information, Mika, when you get a chance, if you
yes,
remember.
that part. Oh,
Yes.
she gonna remember. She gonna remember. If y'all want to know anything we can save money, y'all let us know, because I know we're gonna be, one of our things is gonna be too, like how to travel on a budget and stuff. We finna get out here and do it, y'all, because we need to live a life. We got one life. We all finna live. We finna show y'all how to travel on a budget, because we finna do it.
Right. So, and it's a lot, and y'all, we want to come to y'all too and bring y'all information on like things, because we've been looking at stuff like on grants and different things. So we want to help y'all as well. Like it's a lot of stuff out there that we don't know about. So it's a lot of things out there that we don't know about as far as things that can help us grow in a lot of areas. So we want to help y'all too. Like, ain't no need.
There's a lot of things that we do know about that we haven't shared. A whole lot we know about it, we just haven't shared. So yeah. So there's a whole lot that we know about and have resources and connections.
Oh,
that we just haven't been able to share with them yet. So
So yes, we want to bring y'all all of the good things, all the good things. We all out here to win. Shoot, life is hard. Life is lifing.
And we want to leave a legacy. I'm sorry, you know, because our generation. And that's how Isha said, cute baby, thank you. This is my grandson. You got to show out now. Say hey. Say hey.
I don't want to look at these people.
I know, right? And Mika said, okay. And LOL. And then she said, now I don't want to wait to see our little cousin at his first birthday. You're going to see him before. Say, you see me before me, Mika. He getting big. So, but yeah, so thank you all for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Tuesday at 7:30, right, Kai? 7:30.
Hey, Kai.
So thank you all. So yeah, we hope y'all have a good night, and we will see you all. Oh, just anything else? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see you all next week. Thank you.
Yes. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.